In this video, we'll be discussing 4 split squat variations from easiest to hardest. The 4 variations are the front foot elevated split squat, the stationary split squat, the rear foot elevated split squat, and the reverse lunge. From a technical standpoint, all 4 of these exercises are very similar. Before discussing their differences, let's talk about some general guidelines. Since we are now in a staggered stance, make sure that your hips are pointed forward throughout each movement. Do not let the imaginary belt buckle rotate from side to side. Make sure most of your weight is on your front leg. The role of the back leg is to offer stability and balance when performing exercises in this split stance position. As with the squat, lower yourself under control and explode back up with force to the standing position. Now let's talk about why these variations are different. First, in the front foot elevated split squat, notice how the lead leg maintains a relatively vertical shin position. This is going to be a great option for individuals who lack ankle dorsiflexion range of motion. The stationary split squat is the middle progression between the front foot elevated and the rear foot elevated split squat variations. The rear foot elevated split squat is the third progression in the list and one that many people struggle with because elevating the rear leg requires a good amount of hip extension in that leg and ankle dorsiflexion in the lead leg. If you are limited in either of these areas, it will be much more difficult to maintain that neutral spine, rib cage directly over pelvis position that we discussed previously. The rear foot elevated variation is the hardest stationary split squat because elevating the rear leg places even more weight-bearing demand on the lead leg. This might be a great way to segue someone into more advanced single leg strengthening exercises, but we always want to make sure that we prioritize position and technique first before progressing forward. Lastly, we have the reverse lunge. The only thing that makes this split squat variation more challenging is that we have to control position while moving our body through space. This exercise may not technically be more difficult from a loading standpoint, but more moving pieces means more things that need to be managed.